Candace Bird Davis in the house. She calls me the Billy Goat. We have South Carolina, Taiwan, Oregon, Maryland, California, Michigan, Georgia, Nebraska, Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Chicago, Wisconsin, Maine. That's awesome. Minnesota, Louisiana. And so guys, if you're just joining us, take a couple minutes and just get this link out to everybody in your organization. You do not want them to miss this information, because this could be life-changing for your business and their business. But you got to get people on this webinar so they can get the information and apply it to their business. So make sure you get this out to everybody in your team. This is being recorded and it will be posted in the back office, but it's always better to be here live, get the information, get fired up, and apply it and go win. So we're going to give it just about a minute and a half, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, if you're just joining us, throw a message in the chat. Let us know who you are, which state, what country you're representing. We've got Idaho in the house, South Carolina. Let's see. If you're in a different country, throw a message in the chat as well. Let's see what international markets we've got on the call. We've got Hawaii. We have Taiwan. We have Jamaica. Awesome. Hopefully you guys are excited for this this training series. I've never done a 6-week training series before, and I will say that Jenna is a very tough act to follow. So I'm going to do my very best to give you guys the secrets of success and all the info you need to crush it in your MDC business. So it's going to be a fun 6 weeks. All right, so we're at 9:01, and so we're going to just go ahead and get started. So let me first off start again by welcoming all of you to this training series. I've never done a 6-week training series before, but I figured, if I could pick the top 6 things that you need to crush it in your MDC business and, really make it in this industry, what are those 6 things? And I've put it together in a series where each week we're going to dive deep on some of these different topics. And so some of you may have heard this training before, because prior to this call, I've done some trainings for different teams. And so you may have heard this training before. If you have, you'll probably still learn something that you didn't catch the first time. But if you haven't, you're in for a treat, because I believe that these are the most critical things for you to grow your business. This is like day one. These are the most important things. We're going to be talking about mentality and mindset in this training, and we're also going to be going through the 10 and 2 system. This is in my opinion, this is the most effective and most powerful duplication system in MyDailyChoice. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about that as well. Next week, we're going to be talking about setting up your business. Another training session will be the most effective way to use the systems and the tools, prospecting, taprooting, creating duplication. Those are all in the future series. So this is definitely a series that you're going to want to promote to your team, because I'm going to be teaching you real information that I've used as a distributor in the field, what I believe will help you get an edge in your organization, and how you can really crush it in the company. And before I get into some of the specifics, let me just rewind a little bit for some of you that don't know my story. Who am I? Why am I qualified to be your trainer for this series? Well, a lot of you may know me as the company guy, the MyDailyChoice CEO and founder, but some of you may know this, some of you may not know this. I actually made all of my money prior to MDC in the field as a distributor. And so just like you guys, I was in the field as a distributor, and, I got into network marketing in 2009. And at the time I was a broke college student. Now I don't have I don't have some crazy rags to riches story or anything like that. I just was working multiple part-time jobs. I was going to school full-time, and I couldn't focus in class. I couldn't pay my bills. I'm racking up student loan debt. I'm racking up credit card debt. I'm watching my friends graduate, and they all have debt. They can't get a job. And I'm thinking to myself, there has to be a better way than this. And I'm not here to bash education or school or anything like that. Like, some people have done really well with that. For me, I just didn't see it. I didn't see, what the point was of racking up all this debt and then, having to fight to get a job only to just like get by. That wasn't what I wanted for my life. And so I started researching, work from home businesses, entrepreneurship, different ways to earn income. Like, what could I do to get out of the situation that I was in? And believe it or not, I found network marketing off of a Craigslist ad. There was a Craigslist ad posted. I don't know why I was looking in Craigslist, but back then maybe Craigslist was more popular. I was looking for work from home opportunities, and there was an ad posted, and it was a guy that was representing a product that saved you money on gas. And this was during a time in history where gas prices, like, they reached a pretty big high. If you remember, in 2009, it was like $5 a gallon. And every time you turn on the news, it was talking about, gas prices are $5 a gallon. And so, that was this product, Fuel Factor X. This was the original product that got me into network marketing in 2009. And I was stoked because the guy told me, he was like, look, every time people use this product, they're going to save money on gas. And all you have to do is refer people. The company handles everything. They do all the shipping. They handle all the transactions. All you have to do is point people into the company and show them that there's a way to save. And you're going to get paid residually off of all your customers, and you can actually build a team. And so he's pitching me on this concept of network marketing, and it sounded amazing. It was $600 to get started. And I was like, man, I got like negative money in my bank account. Like, I don't know if I can come up with $600. So I started selling stuff. I got a loan from my uncle. I got in for $600. And my first month in that company, I made a little under $5,000. That wasn't my first check, but that's what I made within 30 days. My first check was like $36. And I was like, oh no, is this really going to work out for me? And then it grew and grew and grew. And in that first 30 days, I made a little under $5,000, and I was done. I was done with everything else. As soon as I made that money, my belief level went through the roof. My belief was on a whole nother level where I was willing to give up everything in my life because I felt like I had this secret that I needed to share with the world. I'm like, I even asked the guy who got me in, I'm like, are you sure this is legal? The company just paid me like $5,000. Are you sure? Is this really what I was supposed to earn? And so, for me, I was like, this was a life-changing experience for me. Like, I knew how to stretch $5,000. That was a ton of money for me. And I couldn't believe that I made that just by learning how to pique people's interest about something really simple like this, get them to a presentation and have them talk to somebody else. I wasn't even doing this. I wasn't even doing the selling. I was like a messenger, just putting people through the system. And I was able to earn, $5,000 my first, 30 days. And so I stopped going to class. My parents were not happy about that. I started to get notices from the school that my student loans are now due. I quit my part-time jobs, and I just went all in on this industry. And I have to say that it was a little bit of a roller coaster because anytime you have, great success in this industry, it's always up and down, up and down, up and down. And so like the first couple years in that company, I did okay. I hit my head against the wall a couple times. Sometimes I didn't have great months. Sometimes I didn't make anything. Sometimes I did better. So the first 2 years I was kind of like learning the ropes. It was in the third year that I really cracked it wide open. And in that company, I was able to, I was there for 6 years. I was able to build a group of 50,000 people around the world. And, before I turned 21, I had already traveled into 40 countries before I was 21 because this product took me all over the world, all throughout Africa, all throughout Europe, all throughout Latin America, all throughout Asia. Like we were steamrolling in that company. And it was an amazing experience. My income was growing. People were rank advancing in my group. I was the fastest in the company to the top rank. So I had a ton of success in that company as a distributor, and I would have stayed there forever. I would have never left, but the company was starting to go out of business. And the thing about that company is they had a wonder product. This is the best product, in my opinion, in all of network marketing because of what it does, how it works every time, solves a huge problem. And so, this was the product that got me into the industry and that really fueled that company. The company itself, they had no system. Their comp plan wasn't amazing like the MDC comp plan. They didn't have tons of marketing tools and resources and training, and they changed their comp plan a lot. There were just a lot of challenges on the business side. And so while they had an amazing product, there were fundamental issues on the business side. So I made a decision to resign. And then in 2014, I decided that instead of joining another network marketing company, that I was going to start my own. So I started MyDailyChoice, and I took my experience in the field, and that's how we really crafted MyDailyChoice. Is we wanted to build a company that, if I was a distributor, I would be attracted to it. And that's always been my mentality in building MyDailyChoice, is because I think like a distributor, I want to build a company that's good for distributors. Pretty novel idea, pretty simple. So we formed MyDailyChoice, and as you guys know, we've had a ton of success as a company. We've hit numerous milestones, lots of accomplishments. So I say all of that to say that in 15 years, I've been in 2 network marketing companies. One was the first company that I was in, which was selling this product as a distributor for 6 years. And the second one, MyDailyChoice. So I am not the most experienced person in this industry because I've only been in 2 companies. But in 15 years, that's not bad considering. Both companies we've crushed it in, one as a distributor and one as an owner. And so there's 3 things that I want you guys to know on this webinar is if career in MyDailyChoice so far, whether like some of you may be brand new, I get that. Some of you may have been here for 6 months. Some of you may have been here for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. If you look at your career, think about all the things that you've learned, right? All the things you've been trained on, all the things you've learned, all the things you've applied to your business. And let's say that none of those things are working for you. Okay. None of them are working. You can't seem to get traction in your group. You're just in a funk. Okay. Let's make this training. This is your day one. Okay. This is day one. So I almost want you to wipe out everything that you've learned if it's not working for you, because I'm a big believer in only doing things that work, only doing things that duplicate, only doing things that get results. If things you're doing are not getting you results, duplication, growth, sales, commissions, then you should not be doing those things. And so if you're one of those people that have been, training a lot, learning a lot, applying things, but it's not working, it's time to scratch all of that And this series over 6 weeks, I will teach you exactly what works. I will teach you exactly how to build this business. And so this is kind of like, this could be like your reset. And here's the other thing. I'm going to show you the 10 and 2 system at the end of this training, which will teach you the most effective way to create duplication. And one thing I will say is I can pretty much guarantee you that if you follow this system, it will drastically increase your chances of success and earning income in MDC. If you follow it, if you train it, if you talk about it, if you get everybody in your team on it, like this is what will make the difference for you. Another thing for the leaders that are on the call, if you're a top leader, I know we've got some, big leaders on this call. If you're confused what to train to your team, and if you're confused how to launch a new person that joins your organization, I ask leaders all this time, if I was a brand new person in your group, what would you tell me to do? Most people have no idea. They have no clue what to tell a new person that joins their team. And so if you're confused what to do, you will get the answers after this training. Okay, after this training, you'll end the series. You'll know exactly what to do to build your organization. And so let's jump right in. So what does it take? What does it take to become successful in network marketing and in MDC? I believe it takes 3 things, and we're going to cover these 3 things in the training series. The first thing is mindset and mentality. It takes a certain type of mindset, takes a certain type of mentality to be successful in network marketing. The second thing is it takes strategy. You have to have a clear strategy. You have to have the right strategy. And then the third thing is it takes skill set. And so you have, mindset, strategy, and skill set, or mentality, strategy, and skill set. And here's the thing that's interesting. You need all 3, but the most important one that you really need, I would say 80 to 90% of this is the mindset, the mentality. You have to almost become a different type of person to become successful. It's a different way of thinking. And we're going to talk about that on this call. But also you could have the right strategy and you could have the right skill set. So you could be something like, let's say you have all the skills. You've mastered all of the skills in network marketing. I know people that are extremely skilled at this industry. And I know people that are extremely skilled that have amazing building strategies, but their mindset is garbage. It's trash. And so they never reach their full potential because they're missing one of the key elements of being successful in this industry. You need all 3. You need the mindset, you need the strategy, and you need the skill set. So on this call, we're going to talk about the mindset, and we're going to talk a little bit about strategy. When we get into setting up your business, using the system, like that strategy. When we talk about prospecting and taprooting, that skill set. When we talk about creating duplication, that strategy, right? So all of the training is going to fit into one of those 3 buckets. Either it's going to be something to train your mind, something to train your skills, or something to give you, the strategy that you need to build. And so let's start off with your mentality and your mindset, because this is always I believe this is the first training people need to hear. And even if you've been in for a while and you've struggled with your mindset and your mentality, this could be extremely valuable for you. So let's talk about the first one, which is really important, which is your success in this business is entirely up to you. In fact, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to post it in the chat here. Your success in this business is entirely up to you. Now, here's something that I've noticed in this industry over the last 15 years. The top earners represent about the 1% in this industry. So 1% of people in network marketing that reach the pinnacle of success, they succeed everywhere. everywhere. Doesn't matter where they go. Doesn't matter if they're in skincare. Doesn't matter if they're in nutrition. Doesn't matter if they're in weight loss, detox, travel, crypto. They succeed everywhere. Now, why? How is that possible? How could somebody succeed in a bad company? How could somebody succeed in a company with products that are inferior? How could they succeed in a company where their comp plan is trash? Right? How could they succeed? It's impossible, right? We all think like, everybody thinks in this industry like company against company A against company B, product A against product B, comp plan A against comp plan B. But the reality is, if you're a true leader, you can succeed in any deal. True leaders know how to create momentum in any business that they're in. And so you have to realize that your success is up to you. It's not up to the company. It's not up to the products. It's not up to the comp plan. None of that. You are in control of your business. And you need to also know that you are responsible for the success or failure of your business. This is a tough one because, you know, when you're a distributor in the field, and this exact thing happened to me. My business at one point was like going straight up to the moon, and then it tapered off. This was in my first company, so I had stagnant growth, and then my volume started to decline. And the first thing that I did was I blamed the company. I blamed the company for everything. I blamed the products. I blamed the comp plan. I blamed the owners. I blamed everything. And what I realized later on in life when I got more mature and I got more wisdom and I learned more about the industry is that I was being emotional with the way I was thinking. I was thinking about it all wrong. I'm responsible. Like, I got myself here, right? I got with all of the negative things about the business that I thought, you know, like, oh, the company's screwing everything up. I still created a ton of success with all of that in place, you know? And so I'm responsible for my success, not the company, not the products, not any of that. This is like, if I want to succeed, then I can succeed in the company. And my mentor over there used to always tell me that responsibility is the price of greatness. If you want to be great, you need to take responsibility for your business and for your success. So that's like 101 is you need to know that you're in the driver's seat. You know, you write your own paycheck in this company. And that's kind of a hard thing to think about because you're like, well, if I write my own paycheck, then I'm just going to write as big of a paycheck as possible. But that's really how this thing works is it's like 80 to 90% of this is a mental game. And you have to start, you know, thinking that this is your business. You are in total control. The next one that's really important is you have to let go of employee thinking. This is also a really tough one for most people because most people that are in network marketing are currently working a job, a part-time job. Some maybe have quit their job, but you take that way of thinking with you when you get into a network marketing company, if you've been conditioned that way your whole life. And so most people, you know, they've been working jobs their whole life. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you're an entrepreneur and you're responsible for your paycheck. You don't get a weekly paycheck from your boss. It's not guaranteed. You know, you have to work it. And I think the biggest difference between the two is that employees are used to being valued for their time. So you're like in that scenario, you're always trading time for money. You put time in, you get something out. You put more time in, you get something out. And then when you become an entrepreneur, you don't get paid for time ever. I mean, look at some of the greatest entrepreneurs. Look at Elon Musk. That guy is a workaholic. He doesn't get paid for his time. He gets paid for results. He gets paid for building big companies. He gets paid for innovation. He gets paid for all these other things as his businesses grow. He doesn't get paid because he works 80 to 100 hours a week, you know? And so that's a big misconception in this industry because when you get into network marketing, you have to be willing to be heavily underpaid for a period of time until your business grows and develops. And people, for some reason, can't handle that because it goes against what they're used to and what they've been used to for however many years working in the traditional job world. And so, though, here's how network marketing works. It works like this. You work and you work and you work and you work and you work, and then it's like, boom, you get a check. And you're like, man, that was like a small check. That was me in the beginning. That first month in network marketing, I worked relentlessly for the first 2 weeks, and I made $36. And then after that, I started doing things the right way the next 2 weeks, and I made more money. But it was like work, 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 work. And then it was like, boom, I got a check. And then you keep working and you get multiple checks. So now it's like work, 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 check, check. Keep working, more checks. Work, 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 check, check, check. And then as you start creating duplication, as you start creating rank advancements in your team, once it's like a spigot. Once you turn it on, it just all starts flowing out. Okay? And it's really like the way network marketing works is once you create momentum, it's very hard to even stop it and contain it. But you gotta create that momentum first in your group. And so then it's like work, work, check, 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 work, check, 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 check. And once you have enough duplication, it's like check, 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 and check, 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 and check, 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 and work, check, 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 check. And it's amazing when you get to that place where you have all the checks coming in, and it really is worth it. At the end of the day, if you look at all the work, all the hours, for me, it was worth it. The industry's totally changed my life. Having the residual income and being able to travel and having the freedom and, not having to, wait in traffic and be at a job and, work in a cubicle and all this like that. That's what you're building this for, right? You're building it for legacy income, residual income, getting unstuck. And so a lot of people want that in this industry. That's what attracts them, but they're really not willing to do the work to get there. They're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to put the hours in because they're not seeing the instant gratification from, all that hard work early on. And so you need to let go of that thinking because, that's not going to get you to where you want to go. You need to start thinking about results. If you're looking at income, look at volume. The cool thing about network marketing and comp plans is it's predictable. You can look at your total volume that you've done in your group and have a pretty good idea of what you're going to make in income through the comp plan. And so what you need to focus on is increasing volume. Just getting to a place where you're increasing volume every month, increasing volume, and that's how you're going to grow your check here is look at volume, look at results, look at number of new signups, look at new business. Don't look at how much time you're putting in because we don't get paid for time in this industry. Okay, the next one is becoming a product of the product. We've all heard this before in network marketing, but what does this mean? Like one of the biggest driving forces in your business is really simple. Use the products and share your story. Super simple to do. Everybody should be doing it. And I asked this on one of the training calls. I bet you, and maybe you can throw a comment in the chat, if you have never done a live video yet sharing your product story, throw a comment in the chat. Because this is a very simple way where you can change everything in your business is just by sharing your product story. And people do not care what's in the product as much as they do as what it did for you. The way you attract people to your business is by telling them your results. Okay, it's not by look, I could say, hey, let's say I'm talking to somebody, one of you in this chat. I want you to buy this product, and here's why I want you to buy it. It has an organometallic compound. It has rust and corrosion inhibitors. It has polymerization retardants. And I'm telling you about all the technical things about this product. You're going to be like, I'm lost. You may not even know what an organometallic compound is. You may not know why you need a rust and corrosion inhibitor. And now you have a bunch of questions about stuff that you didn't even know about before. Instead, if I said, listen, gas prices are crazy right now. I'm putting this thing in, and I went from 14 miles a gallon to 19 miles a gallon. I'm saving about $25 per fill up. So if you're feeling the pain at the pump, here's my link. You can try some too for yourself. And there's a money back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. That is a much more powerful story than me just trying to sell you on all the technical aspects of this product. And so becoming a product of the product, using the products, learning how to tell your story about the products, like what kind of results did you get? Can other people get the same results? And just do a simple video. Just a simple video, pick out your favorite product that you've used in the company, go live on Facebook or record a video, post the video, and just share your story. Be real, be authentic. You don't have to be salesy. You don't have to hype it up. You just need to be excited, tell people what one of the products has done for you, post that. And that alone, if you got nothing else out of this training, that alone could get you sales. That could get you signups, because people want to know, who's using it. And a good example is like when you shop on Amazon. Like when I shop on Amazon, I don't look at the description of the product as much as I do looking at the reviews. I want to look at the reviews because I want to know what it's done for people that are like me. And so just keep that in mind as you're building in My Daily Choice. You need to have that mentality where you're becoming a product of the product. And the other thing too is you need product on hand, which is why it's really important to be on subscription and to always have product coming to you on a daily basis, because product placement is one of the best ways to create customers and create momentum in your business. If you're not, like when I'm out and about, and if I pique somebody's interest about saving money on gas, and like a good question that, like, I can tell you how to sell this product. I may struggle to tell you how to sell cosmetology, and some of, like, that's probably Jenna. There's other leaders that probably have great tips and tricks about other products. This product, I can tell you how to sell this product all day long. Question I ask people all the time is, what are you doing to save money on gas right now? And everybody says nothing, and it's a great segue. It's a great way to pique interest and segue into this. So if I'm out and about and I'm piquing somebody's interest about saving money on gas, and I don't have this product with me, I'm in big trouble, because a lot of people will want to see it. And so after you pique somebody's interest, and then you can tell them your story. It's always good to have product. I could say, I actually have one of these in my car. Let me go run and get it. Or I actually have one of these, and I show it to them. So being a product of the product is always having product on hand, always being ready to do product placement, share your product story, do a Facebook Live or record a video, do a live stream, share your product story with people. That will get you a lot of business, and it'll attract a lot of people into your group. The next thing, which kind of ties into this, but it's an important mindset to have, is you have to have massive belief and confidence about what you're doing. This is my biggest, I want to say my biggest pet peeve in this industry when I look at leaders in this. I mean, I'm on social media. I see leaders, posting, like, you can tell when somebody is sold or not. I can tell when somebody's sold. If they don't believe in the deal, why, like, the question I always have is, like, why would I join them? Why would you join somebody that doesn't even believe in the company that they're in, or they don't believe in the products, or they don't believe in themselves? It's like they're talking without confidence. And so if you're a seasoned networker in the industry, you can tell, when people aren't sold, and it shows. I talk to networkers all the time, and I ask them how things are going in their company and what's going on, and just connecting. And I know when things are not going right just by the way that they talk. And so you want people to know that you know what you have your hands on. You want people to know that you are sold out. You are all in the company, because that's somebody, like if I was shopping for a sponsor, that's somebody that I would join. Somebody that has massive belief and confidence. Somebody that is so sold on the company and so sold on the product that I believe they're never going to quit. And that's why I would join their team, because of how crazy excited they are about the company and how much they believe in it. And so you need to look at that, because if you don't have that level of excitement and belief and confidence, look, let's be honest, network marketing is a competition. People don't have to join with you. There's hundreds of thousands of affiliates people can join with. How do you differentiate yourself? How do you differentiate yourself from thousands and thousands of people? That is one way, is you have to have more belief, more confidence, and more excitement than everybody else. Okay, the next one, which is really critical, is you almost need to have like a warrior mindset, like a warrior mentality, in this industry. And let me put it this way. I don't know if you guys are familiar with samurais. I really love samurais because they're the warrior class of Japan. I think samurais are super cool. They have like the long ponytails, the samurai swords. But one thing that's interesting about samurais is when they sign up to be a samurai, they have to agree that they will die in service of their employer. They have to agree to it, that they could die at any minute. And what's crazy about, you talk about a stressful career. People think network marketing is stressful. Can you imagine having that job where like somebody could just like come behind you at any minute and try to attack you because you're a samurai and you're like defending a kingdom? That is a stressful, like for me, that'd be a like super stressful career path. But despite that, they are the calmest. They meditate, they're calm, they're peaceful, they're composed. They have an incredible mindset mentality, and their mentality is really simple. They just won't quit. They won't quit, and they will do whatever it takes to complete their mission. And so if more people in network marketing had that mindset, they had that mentality, they would be way ahead of the game. Because one of the challenges, I think, in network marketing is people kind of have the opposite mindset. That people are way too sensitive to what happens in their business. They're extremely sensitive, and they don't have this like never stop, never quit, complete the mission mindset. And so they let things bother them, and they wind up quitting over things that are so small in the grand scheme of things. And so like in network marketing, one thing I would really recommend is number one, learn how to be calm and learn how to be composed. But also you need to detach yourselves from certain things that happen in your organization. And I'll tell you what one of those things are that I wasn't going to talk about it on this call, but I'm going to talk about it I'm going to talk about it on this call. One of the things that you have to detach yourselves from is people quitting in your team. People quitting. Okay. It's like the elephant in the room that people don't like talking about in this industry. But it's a reality that you have to face. And if you haven't faced it yet, you will eventually face it in your team. You do not keep everybody in this business. It is impossible to keep everyone. Okay. And so people get like really bent out of shape when somebody leaves their team. And they freak out like, hey, this person left. I'm devastated. People come and go in this industry. That is a reality in every company. Doesn't matter what company you're in. Doesn't matter if you join 10 companies, 20 companies. You're never going to find a company that has 100% retention. You will never find a company that you're going to retain everybody. And so you need to detach yourselves from when people quit, because that is it's just going to happen. And the thing is like some people are going to stay, some people are going to leave. And it doesn't matter how much money you're making, doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how engaged, doesn't matter if you're Robert Hollis, if you're Candace Bird Davis, if you're Jenna Zweigel, if you're Josh Zweigel. Like, I had people leaving my group all the time. I've had my team quit. I've had my team cross-recruited. I had to rebuild my team several times. Like, that just happens in the industry. Like, that's the game. You have to know that if this is the game, you got to play it right. And the way to play it is to detach yourselves from, when those things happen. So network marketing it's really simple. It's like this. It's like a train. Okay. When you're riding a train, the train pulls up, the door opens, some people get on and they get off at the first stop and they're done riding the train, right? That's some people in your group. They come in, they try it out for 90 days and they're just like, hey, you know what? This is not for me. I'm out. Then you get people that ride it a little bit longer. So maybe they ride the train for like 3 stops, 4 stops, 5 stops. So maybe that's somebody that comes in and, they were in your business for 6 months or 8 months or 9 months and then they're out. And then you have people that never get off the train. Like, it doesn't matter if it loops around a gazillion times, they're never getting off. And those are like the lifers in your group. Those are people that are never going to leave. They're never going to quit. They love the product so much. They're making money. They're happy. They love the company, and they're just not going to move. They're not going to quit and try to find something else. But you have to realize that. You have to understand that is something that happens in your team. People come and go. They join, they quit. And if you get too attached to all of that, you're going to miss out on the key. And I'm going to tell you what the key is. You want to know what the key is? The key is to never stop introducing new people to your business. Never stop. Doesn't matter if you're a super affiliate. Doesn't matter if you're a 1K affiliate. You have to never stop introducing new people to your business. New customers, new affiliates. Okay? Somebody said applause, insert here. Yes. Never stop introducing new people to your business. Always be recruiting. Always be exposing and prospecting and presenting, getting people to the presentation video, getting people to your website. Never stop introducing. That is the key to, like, what helped me in my career. That's how I detached. I just kept introducing people. I was like, okay, that person's gone. I'm going to keep going. And you know what happened in my career was eventually, I had people coming and going. I actually had a leg. It was a binary compensation plan. And so there was a leg that was like tens of millions in volume. And I was having a tough time catching it on the other leg. I would sign somebody up, that person would quit. Sign a big networker up, that person would quit. Sign more people up, those people would quit. It took so many people to find me one person that ran a group of 15,000 people. Okay. But I would have never got to that person if I didn't keep going. I had to just keep recruiting, keep finding new people. Some people have it, some people don't, and so that's what I did. And eventually I found those lifers in that business that built massive organizations. So that's something that's really important. We're gonna keep going. Next one is treat this like a marathon and not like a sprint. You've probably heard this before, but simple. You got to give your business time. You got to give your business time to develop. It needs time to mature, and a lot of people aren't willing to give their business enough time. And so here's something that's kind of interesting. One of my uplines said this once when I was a distributor, and he said, Josh, it's really simple. If you knew that the company could give you everything you wanted, you believed that the company could give you the car you wanted, the house you wanted, the vacation you wanted, the freedom you wanted, the residual income you wanted, how long would you give it? How long would you give it? And when that question was asked to me, I was almost like stunned. I was stunned because, so many people that I was talking to in my team, they always had this like 60-day, 90-day kind of like mentality, like they're going to try it out. I'm going to try it out for a couple months and see if it works, and I realized that if my mentality was, well, I'm going to give it however long it takes, as long as it takes. It doesn't matter how long it is. I'm going to go to the top, whether it takes me 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10, like I'm going to go to the top. That was my mentality. And that's what led me to my success. And here's one thing that's kind of crazy. 98% of people in the world right now are working 40 hours a week. Okay. And they're doing that for 40 years. So 40 hours a week for 40 years. And if they're lucky, they can retire off of 40% of their income. Most people can't even retire. They don't have enough money to retire. After you've worked a job for 40 years and you do not have enough money to retire after 40 years. Now, nothing against jobs, because I do think there are a lot of jobs that the world needs, but I also think that network marketing is a better way, because network marketing is like a 3 to 5 year plan, not a 40-year plan where you have to work it for 40 years and then you get a gold watch and you can retire off of 40% of your income if you're lucky and if you make enough money. And at any time during that 40 years, boom, you could be fired. You could be furloughed. Your boss could end it. So I don't agree with that. I don't like that model. I want to be in control of my destiny and not leave it up to a boss that, could just, replace me at any time. And so that's why I chose network marketing. But what's shocking is if you know that it's a 3 to 5 year plan, like I'm sure everybody here would agree that you would invest 3 to 5 years over 40 years. Okay. Like 3 to 5 years makes a lot more sense than 40 years, but people only give the business 60 days, 90 days, and then they quit. Like, what are you going to get out of any business in 60 to 90 days? What business can you join? And for 3 months, you try it out and you decide after 90 days if it works or not. Imagine you start a McDonald's, you start a franchise, and you tell the person, hey, listen, I'm going to do this for 3 months. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't work, I'm out. Like the minimum ROI break even on franchises is like 5 years to break even, 5 years. I'm going to show you at the end of this call how you can profit your first week in MDC. You compare that to the franchise world, it could take you 5 years to break even. And people won't give this business, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. Instead, they want to try all of the network marketing companies instead of just putting their head down and focusing on one and crushing it in one. Okay. So, that's really important is if you want to make, the big income in the company, you want to hit the top ranks, you just have to be willing to give it time to develop. The next one is positivity goes down. This was one of the first things I learned in my career, my upline. He actually, the way he presented it to me was not like, hey, Josh, you have to be positive to your team. It was, Josh, you are not allowed to be negative to your organization. You will only be positive to your group. And I'm like, wow, this guy's an asshole. Like, why is he going to tell me what to do? I could do whatever I want. I got a 1099, I'm an independent distributor. Nobody can tell me what to do. But he was trying to protect my team. He was trying to protect my organization. He was trying to protect me from ruining my group, because that is the fastest way to ruin your organization is by being negative to your team. If I could say there's one thing to ruin your group, it's by being negative to your group. It's like Candace Burr Davis posted, it's like being a cancer. It only spreads. It's true. It spreads. You may think you're doing them a service. You're creating awareness for them. But what you're actually doing is you're destroying their belief. Remember, one of the previous ones is you have to have massive belief and confidence. How do you give your team massive belief and confidence? You got to be positive to them. You got to uplift them. You have to inspire them, right? If you're negative to them, you're destroying their belief. You're destroying their belief in the company. You're destroying their belief in the products. If you have like complain sessions with your team and all you guys do is get together and complain, and maybe you talk crap about your upline, or maybe, you just gossip about other people, if you're wasting a lot of time like that, you are destroying belief in your organization. Okay. So make sure you It's just a simple rule. Positivity always goes down. Look at your conversations you're having with your group. Are you building belief or destroying belief? If you're destroying belief, start building belief. Build belief back. Build it up in your group, because it's going to go a long ways. And look, if I'm in your team and you're being negative and you're my upline, okay, I'm now negative. If you don't have belief, I don't have belief. If you're not excited, I'm not excited. If you're destroying my belief, I'm going to go destroy everybody else's belief too. Okay, that's how it works. Follow the leader. You're my leader. I'm going to do exactly what you do. I'm going to say exactly what you say. And so just remember that you're kind of like a fish in a fishbowl. Everybody, all eyes are on you. Everything you say, what you do, what you post on social media, all your actions that you're taking, so you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, am I really building belief? Am I being the best leader that I can be? Because remember, to get to the top of any comp plan in this industry, you got to lead an organization. And so you want to duplicate positivity and inspiration and innovation. And these are all the right things that you want to duplicate. Okay, the next one is you have to master sorting. Okay, mastering sorting is a really big deal, because there is this big misconception, and even still, I've been training this for 6 years in the company. When I was a distributor, I trained about sorting, because a lot of people think you have to be good at sales to make money in network marketing. Now, I will say, I think Jenna is really good at sales, like traditional sales. Like, she had sales jobs, and she probably did a lot better at those sales jobs than I did. She made money with insurance and with all kinds of sales jobs. I didn't. I signed up for Aflac. I was selling employee insurance, made zero in sales. I had other part-time sales jobs, made zero. And so I didn't think that I was good at sales. But when I got into network marketing, my mentor taught me it's not about sales. It's not about sales. It's how many people can you put in front of the information as quickly as possible. It's about speed. It's about exposures. And then I was like, oh man, I can do that. I can get everybody to take a look. I don't know how to sell them, but I can get everybody to take a look. And what I realized is you don't have to sell people in this industry. And you don't want to sell people. If I have to sell you to change your life, then I'm going to have to sell you to go to work. I don't want to sell people to go to work. I want people that already want to go to work. I just am the messenger. I'm going to share it with more people than anybody else. I'm going to expose more people than anybody else. They're going to all make their own decisions, whether this is for them or not. And I'm just going to be a master sorter. I'm going to get the most people in front of the information. So I did that for 6 years. And I can prove to you that it worked, because I didn't have a warm market. I didn't bring a team with me to be successful. I was a poor college student. I was convincing people to put this in their $80,000 BMW without any sales experience at all. Just sharing information, getting them to the video, getting them to the presentation, getting them to opt in, And so you have to become a master sorter. Master sorter, get people to the information as quickly as possible. And I said this on one of the trainings. I'll end the mindset stuff with this, and I got one more thing, and then we'll go right into 10 and 2. I may run a little over on on this training, but let's put it this way. Look at your income currently in MDC. Like, let's say you're earning $1,000 a month. Okay, look at your rank and look at your volume. Look at those three things. Look at how much income you're earning, look at your rank, and look at your volume. Okay, so you look at those three things. I can promise you this. There is a direct correlation to these three things to the number of conversations you're having on a daily basis. I promise you. It works in doesn't matter what network marketing company it is. There is always a direct correlation to your income, your volume, and your rank to the number of conversations you're having on a daily basis. And so if you want to make more, if you want to have more sales, if you want to do more volume, if you want to have a bigger rank, you need to talk to more people. You need to talk to more new people, period. And, like one easy way to do it is like, let's say you're a 1K, you're earning, let's just say a couple $100 a month, whatever the income is, and you're doing 1,000 in volume. And you figure out that you're talking to 10 people a day. What would happen if you doubled it? You got to 20, you start talking to 20 people a day. What if you 3x it and you're talking to 30 people a day? What if you 10x it? My goal when I was a distributor was to talk to 100 people a day. 100 people a day, whether they were three-way calls, leaders in my organization, or new prospects. 100 people a day. If I'm not talking to 100 people today, I ain't working, because it takes about a full day. Like if I'm full time in network marketing, in a full 8 hours, I can probably talk to 100 people. Okay, but a lot of people aren't willing to do that, so they never get to those big numbers. So just take a look at those three things. Look at how many people you're talking to, and if you want to increase those three things, start talking to more people. You talk to a lot of people, you make a lot of money. Talk to no one, you make no money. Okay, and one last thing with mindset is, you guys all know this, you got to have a really big reason why you're doing this business. It's more than just money. Like, what's the money going to do for you? Are you going to pay off a mortgage? Are you going to buy a dream home? Are you going to take your family on vacation? Do you have a charity that you're like really passionate about and you're going to, put your money towards that? Are you going to go live off grid? Are you going to build a community? Are you going to, I don't know, pay down your debt, get rid of your credit card debt? Everybody has different goals. Everybody has different reasons why they're here. These are reasons that motivate us. They fuel us. They make us move faster. They make us stronger. They make us, deal with the roller coaster of being an entrepreneur. So you got to know what those reasons are. And if you already achieved them and you don't know what they are, it's time to write down a new one. You got to have a new goal, a new reason, something that's bigger than before. And so you got to know, you got to know your why. Make it a really big reason. And that's what you hold on to. That's what you use to center yourself. And that's what you use to just crush it in your business. Now, before we get into 10 and 2, there's a couple things that I need to tell you prior to the 10 and 2 system. There's a couple steps before 10 and 2, because 10 and 2 is the strategy. That's the duplication strategy. And we're going to spend maybe about 10 to 15 minutes on 10 and 2. But before that, there's a couple things that I need to share with you. One is building your list, because I don't want to forget this in this training, because it's like essential before you get to 10 and 2. One of the first things you do when you get into network marketing is you build your list. You have to have it's almost like having a battle plan of who you're going to contact. Build your list. You got to have a list. If you have no list, you have nobody to market to. Whether that's a social media list, an email list, you're writing down your list, you got to have a list of people that you're going to market products to, going to market the business to. And the thing is one thing network marketers do is they prejudge a lot of people on the list. It's kind of like almost like a chicken list. You don't put certain people down because you think they're too successful. You think they're not right for this. And so you avoid building a good list, and instead you build a cherry-picked list. And what you need to do is don't prejudge people. Again, you're the messenger. You're not the message. You're the messenger. Let people make their own decision. Get the information to as many people as possible. Let them decide. Okay. And so, when I built my list, I was aiming for 100 names. Okay. 100 names. Like, I'll give you an example. Who do you know right now that wants to save money on gas? Put some names down. Who do you know who wants to look better, feel better? Who do you know that wants to lose weight? Who do you know that's a really hard worker? Somebody that's a hustler, somebody that's an entrepreneur, somebody that's connected. They're a great connector. They know everybody. They're positive. Like, who's connected to a lot of people? Who's good at sales? Who's your real estate agent, right? Start putting names down. Get to 100 names on your list. Look at your phone. Look at social media. look in your contacts. If you have a Rolodex, put your friends down, family down, put everybody down, get 100 names, and don't stop until you have 100 names. And look, for the leaders on the call that have already done this, I have some news for you. List building is not a one-time thing. It's not something you only do your first 24 hours when you get in to network marketing. It is a consistent practice in this industry, because after you're done your first list, now you need to build a new list, because you never want to stop prospecting. You never want to stop introducing new people to the business. So if you've already exhausted your list, it's time to start building a new list. Okay, the next one, number 2, is you need to have a grand opening. This is a very old concept in network marketing, but it's one of the most effective ways to basically launch your business. And if you started a retail store, there would be no question about having a grand opening. You would get balloons, you'd get flyers, you'd feed people. You would tell the whole neighborhood, hey, I'm having a grand opening. Come, here's my address. This is what we're doing. You have a different mentality if it's traditional business. But then you get into network marketing and it's like, oh, I don't need a grand opening. I'm going to just post my link once on social media and see what happens. That's not how you build this thing. You got to have a launch. You need to tell people that you're open for business. You're open for business now. You are a business. And so you can do that through a Zoom call, an opportunity presentation. You can do that through like our live stream. You could do a Facebook Live. It could be a live event in person. And there's a couple things that you're doing during your grand opening. One, you're sharing your story. Another reason why you need to have product, because you want to be able to share your product story. 2, why you joined the company. And 3, a call to action for people to get started. Very simple. Share your story. Here's what I'll give you an example. Like, hey, this is Josh Swagel. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining me. I just wanted to let you guys know about this amazing business launch I'm doing. I never thought that I would get into this type of business, but I tried this product. I got amazing results. Here's what happened in my vehicle. So I share my product story. Here's what this product did for me. And then when I looked further, I looked at the company and I saw, wow, they've got an amazing compensation plan. It's even free to get started. They have all these amazing tools and systems. The company's been around for a long time. And so if you're looking to join me in this amazing journey, like, here's how you get started. Here's my link for you to get started. If you just follow those 3 things, it's really easy to have a launch party. It's really easy to have your grand opening. Share your story, why you joined, and a call to action for people to get started. So those are some critical things. And maybe in one of the next series, we'll go into more depth about it. But for now, we're going to now go into 10 and 2, and then we will end this session. So let's talk 10 and 2. And I have a graphic for you guys. So tell me just real quick, can you guys see my screen? Okay. Just throw a comment in the chat if you can see my screen. Okay, awesome. All right, so here's what we want to talk about. The most powerful and effective duplication system in MDC. And let's get right into it. So there are some golden rules. The first golden rule is that 80% of people right now in our economy and in network marketing want to make $500 to $1,000 per month. You need to know this. This is really important. 15% of people want to make $500 to $1,000 per week, and 5% want to make $500 to $1,000 per day. Okay? And your focus and your message must be on the 80%. It has to be on the 80%. You cannot build a huge group by only focusing on the 5% and only focusing on the 15%. You need to focus on the masses. The majority of the people want to make $500 to $1,000 per month. And you as the leader, maybe you're trying to be in the 5%. The way you get in the 5% is by helping the 80% get to $500 to $1,000 per month. Okay. And so $500 to $1,000 per month, that's the key number. If you can help people get to $500 to $1,000 per month, they will not leave the business. They will be in. They will be excited because that's what the majority is looking for. They just want to make an extra 500 to 1,000, especially right now. There's talks about us going into a recession, the economy, crypto's down. What are people going to do? Gas is expensive. Food is expensive. Now more than ever, this number may actually be 90% now or 95%. There's so many people looking for this type of income. And also, did you know that there's 750,000 people that joined Uber? They joined Uber to make an extra $300 per month. They're going to drive all day, all week, just to make an extra $300 per month. That's why this number, you need to understand this number is most people you talk to, that's what they're going to make. And that needs to be your conversation, is 500 to 1,000 per month. Okay. And if you can help everybody do that, it's amazing what can happen in your business. And so there's 3 objectives that you have. And we're talking about, this is now, we're getting into launching a new person. Remember that question I asked you? If I joined your business, what would you tell me to do? What would be my strategy? What's my roadmap? Most people have no clue. There's 3 things you want to do when you launch someone. Get them to the first rank. Because, like network marketing, people want praise and recognition. If you get them to the first rank, you get to celebrate them. There's nothing more powerful than celebrating your team when they win. Okay, so you want to get them to the first rank. They hit the first rank. They can, put their recognition graphic out there on social media. You celebrate them. Everybody applauds them. Now you just gave that person huge recognition, huge praise. Second thing you want to do is you want to get them paid. Now, if they have a lot of recognition, but they're not getting paid, then it's out of balance. Okay, so you get them to the first rank. You want to get them paid, and then you want to get them into profit. Profit is key, because remember, my first company, I put $600 in. $300 of that was a loan to my uncle, and so my first goal was to get into profit. I need to make my 600 back. That's all I could think about, is I need to make my 600 back. And so those are the 3 things that you want to do with your new people in your organization. Now, this does not matter if they're level 1, level 5, level 10, it doesn't matter what level they are. These are the 3 things you want to do. And so there's a system called 10 and 2, and it's really simple. What it means is and you can do this if you haven't done this before, you want to get 10 personal customers and you want to get 2 affiliates personally. So, most of the training systems out there have been find 4. Find 4 affiliates, help those 4 get 4 and do that and duplicate that. But the problem is most people in our industry, more than 90% of people sponsor 2 affiliates. You can find this on the DSA. You can find it's industry statistic. The majority of people sponsor 2 or less. So why train something where the majority of people don't do it? The majority of people can get 2 affiliates. Now, the majority of people can also get 10 customers, because it's easier to get customers than it is to find people to build a business. And so the point is creating this system around what people are already doing and using industry statistics to give you the best probability to create duplication in your organization. So you get your 2 affiliates and you get your 10 customers. If you can see this little diagram right here. And so there's a couple things that happens. First thing is you want to target a 100 BV order. Now, it doesn't have to be 100. Robert Hollis brought up a great point. It could be 90 as well, but I would not go below 90. You really want to target a 90 to 100 point order. You want them to become like your affiliates. You want them to become an executive. Customers, it's a little bit different because they're going to buy what they want. And so if they buy like the FFX executive package, that's 90 points, or they could buy a combination of products and get 100 points. But point is, you want to target 90 to 100 points. And what's going to happen is you're going to have 1,000 PECV, personally enrolled customer volume. And what you're going to earn off of that 1,000 in PECV is $400 in customer acquisition bonuses just from your personal customers. Now, this is huge. You think about all the people in your team that, let's just say you have a lot of people in your team that aren't making money. This is a very easy conversation to have with them. And let's say I was talking to John and my team. John, listen, I've noticed that you haven't been earning income in MDC, and I want to help you earn your first $760. I believe I can help you do it in 30 days. I got a really easy system that I'm going to show you. It's called 10 and 2. First thing you're going to do is get 10 customers. 10 customers personally. Who do you know that wants to save money on gas? Who do you know who wants to lose weight? Who do you know who wants to look better? Who do you know who wants to detox? Who do you know who's traveling? Those are the questions that you ask in order to get your team thinking about, how they can get a customer base as well. So you get your 10 customers, you get your 2 affiliates. And so off the customers, you've earned $400 in customer acquisition bonuses. Now, because you have 12 total, 10 and 2, you get 3 shares in the global bonus pool. Last month, those shares were worth $60 per share. So you have 3 shares. And right here, you're also getting $180 in the global bonus pool. You also are now the 1K rank because you have 1,200 in BV, in business volume. So you get $100 for hitting the 1K rank bonus. And off of the 2 affiliates that you enrolled, you're getting $80 in jump starts. And so this brings you to a total of approximately $760. $760 for finding 12 people. 10 of those are customers, and 2 are people that want to build an organization or build a business. Okay. Now, the reason why I gave you the Uber example is because if there's 750,000 people that have joined Uber to make an extra $300 per month, why are you not having the conversation with everybody where you can help them earn an extra $760 by introducing 12 people to the company? Like, that's the conversation. That's the magic right there. If you can have that conversation with your prospects, if you can have that conversation with people in your team, it is a game changer because this is their roadmap. This is their blueprint. This is like the strategy they've been waiting for. This is like, here's what I do to get that 760, which is in between golden rule number 1, 500 to 1,000 per month. And so once you have this structure in place, and some of you may already have this structure in place because we've got a lot of leaders on this call. And so what you want to do is you take these 2 affiliates right here. You can see the first 2 are affiliates, and I put 2 arrows downwards. You're going to help your affiliates do the same exact thing. So you get your 10 and 2 first, and now you're going to help your 2 affiliates get their 10 and 2, and you're going to just duplicate this nonstop. You're going to become a 10 and 2 factory. You're the 10 and 2 factory. Everybody that comes in, you're going to be talking to them about 10 and 2. Every single person, 10 and 2, 10 and 2, 10 and 2. That's how you create duplication. Remember I said at the very beginning of this call, it works if you talk about it, if you train on it. You have to hammer it in order to get people to do it. If you don't talk about it enough, your team's not going to know. You have to be the person, showing this to your team as the blueprint, as the roadmap for success. And so I put this theoretical, in here where here's what happens on level 1. Okay. So level 1, you have 1,200 BV, you got your 10 customers, your 2 affiliates. And so you take these 2 guys or gals right here, you duplicate the same thing. And now on level 2, you just doubled your volume. You have 2,400 volume. You doubled the number of customers. You doubled the number of affiliates. You do that on level 3. And now on level 3, you are now a 5K. So you duplicate this through 3 levels. You're a 5K because 4,800 volume plus 2,400 volume plus 1,200 volume is more than 5,000 in volume. And in our comp plan, you only need 2 legs in order to rank up through the comp plan for most of the ranks, with the exception of master affiliate. With master affiliate, you need 5 legs. But 1K through super, it's 2 legs. And so here now you're a 5K. You have 40 new customers and 8 new affiliates joining. You duplicate it again on level 4. You have 9,600 volume, 80 customers, 16 new affiliates, and now you're a 10K. So you duplicated through 4 levels. You're now 10K. And one of the things that's really cool about the changes that we made in the comp plan is we're paying the rank bonuses out immediately. So if you help people hit 1K, boom, they get 100. Then they duplicate it again on level 3. They hit 5K. Now they got an extra $500. If they duplicate it again and they hit 10K, they're getting $1,000. And on level 5, 19,200 volume, they hit 25K. You get 2,500 for hitting 25K. There's no maintenance period on those ranks. So what you want to do is help everybody quickly duplicate this through the first 5 levels, because that's going to rank them up to 25K. And that's going to put more than $4,000 in their pocket from rank bonuses alone, let alone all the other income they'll make in the comp plan. And then level 6, and you can see the numbers, they basically double as you go each level. 38,000, 320 new customers, 64 affiliates. Level 7, 76,800 volume, 640 customers, 128 affiliates. Level 8 through 10 gets a little crazy. You're at 150, 3,600 in volume, 1,280 customers, 256 affiliates. Level 9, 307,200 volume, 2,560 customers, 512 affiliates. And level 10, 614,400 volume, 5,120 customers, 1,024 affiliates. So in total, duplicating this system through 10 levels, you've done 1.2 million in total business volume. If you duplicate this through 10 levels, you're a super affiliate. Okay. The only way you duplicate this through 10 levels is by relentlessly training this and having this conversation with everybody in your organization. It doesn't matter what level they're on. Doesn't matter what leg they're on, okay? You have to have this conversation. This conversation we're having right now is the conversation you need to have. Now, if you're not having this conversation, send them this training video and make them watch it, because I'll have the conversation with them. They need to duplicate this with everybody in their group. You brought in, if you do this for 10 levels, you brought in 10,230 customers and 2,046 affiliates. Now, I'm going to say this, and then we'll end our training with this, because I don't want to go too over. It's not a perfect world, okay? Not everybody duplicates. This is if you get 100% duplication. I believe it's possible. Like you may have to replace some people here and there. Some people may quit. You may have to, enroll some new people. But I believe that massive duplication like this is possible. We've seen it before. But like, what if you get 50% of this right? So what if 50%, right? 50% of the people that you bring in don't do this. You're still doing 600,000 in volume. You still brought in 5,000 customers. You still brought in 1,000 affiliates. Let's go a little further. What if 90% of people don't do it? What if only what if you only get 10% duplication? You're still doing 120,000 in volume, 1,000 customers, and 200 affiliates. Okay, so it's not always going to work like this in this theoretical, but it can. And the point is if you continue to do this and have this conversation with your team, this is the most powerful and effective duplication system in MDC. So I want to thank you guys for attending this training. I'm excited to go into some more topics next week. Hopefully you got something out of this training. I'll see you guys next week. Have an amazing rest of the week. Tomorrow is payday. So congratulations to all of you guys who are getting paid tomorrow. And I'll see you guys all at the top. Thank you so much.